I love this question by Jesus. Which is easier to say, someone's sins are forgiven, or to say, rise up and walk? It's a great rhetorical question. I imagine Jesus had a little bit of an he said it. I can't prove that, but it's just the way I think about it. It's easier to say your sins are forgiven because no one in the crowd actually knows if that actually happened. It's not like when Jesus says your sins are forgiven, you see like this dark cloud leaving your body. The spiritual world is not visible to us, and so there's no visible proof that sins are forgiven. Saying to this paralytic, stand up, is much more difficult because everyone knows in this crowd, everyone knows at that moment whether or not Jesus is a fraud. Either this man gets up or he doesn't. To prove that this man's sins are forgiven, Jesus' word can be trusted. He says to this man, rise, take your bed and go home. And this man gets up. We often read that Jesus heals people. That's just what he does. Jesus heals people. And so sometimes I feel like we've become numb to this kind of normal reading. Oh, Jesus healed another person. Good job, Jesus. That's what you do. No doctor can do this. We have some amazing medical advancements in our day that they can repair so much. And we're blown away when healing happens. Have you seen those videos of like the little deaf children who put on hearing aids for the first time and they hear their mother and then like just weeping? Everyone weeping. These are amazing things. But no doctor can walk into a patient's room and say, be healed, and it actually happen. No doctor can say to a paralytic, rise, and he actually gets up. So what's the connection here? Because we see throughout the book of Matthew that faith and healing are almost always connected. Jesus sees these men's faith. Jesus often sees the faith in people, and he heals them as a result. But in this healing of the paralytic, it's different. Like I mentioned before, this is the only place in Matthew where a healing is intricately connected to the forgiveness of sins. Verse 6, that you may know that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins. That's the reason. That you may know the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins. Since the end of the Sermon on the Mount at the end of chapter 7, this concept of authority keeps popping up. After Jesus was done teaching the Sermon on the Mount, they were astonished, for he was teaching them as one who had authority. The centurion recognizes the authority that Jesus has. Jesus heals many of the diseases. He calms the storm with one word, showing he has authority over the natural world. He commands the demons to enter into pigs to show he has authority over the supernatural world. Jesus has the authority to communicate the truth of God. He has it over the natural world, the supernatural world. But here in the healing of the paralytic, we can know that Jesus has the authority to forgive sins.